Everyone, welcome to Dr. Carolyn Davies Space. My aim today is just to encourage persons who are about to start a new milestone of doing a PhD or a DProf. I know the thought of it can be frightening, yes. However, once you've started the journey, it has a way of just going. It's like in Jamaica, we would say eating KFC. I'm not sure I'm joining that thought, but when you start the KFC, you just keep going and want more. I would describe my research journey like that because they were hard times, but there were so many times that I didn't want it. I didn't want those times to end. I was really enjoying the journey, and I'm here today just to show you and to share with you that pursuing a doctorate has its strengths, it has its weaknesses, it has its good times, and it has its bad times. So if you're up for that, do not be afraid to start the journey. Here in front of me, I have some books, and these books are evidence, or they are evidence of the work that was done by Dr. Carolyn Davies. So I did a grounded theory research led by, and I would say, constructivist Kathy Shamaz would be my indirect teacher. Yes, the late Kathy Shamaz. We know she's no longer here with us, but Kathy Shamaz did a profound work on grounded theory so that students like Carolyn and others coming behind and wanting a design, a methodology that is systematically user-friendly and dependable, I would recommend that you go and find the methodology designed by Kathy Shamaz. As an indirect student of Kathy Shamaz, I believe that I did justice based on the systematic instructions that was given by Kathy, and I have the evidence today to prove that these memo books, there are 9 of them. So these are just letters, little memos, notes about my research journey, right? Diagramming. I have a few diagrams that I can show, and they're done in pencil because your memo are really notes to yourself. You may be called upon to share these notes with your professors, but not in all cases. So these are just rough notes. These are diagrams that I would have done. If you look, you can see these are just thoughts. So you write down your ideas. You may get a vision. You may get an idea, sharing with different colleagues. And I know it might look messy, but it does get better because these mess helped me to create a theory. And that theory that was created from these 9 books. So that's 1. And the second book, that's 2. I can show you. Okay, so these are all memos. I can read something maybe from 5 Key Innovative Strategies to Build Resilient School Leadership, which aligns with my topic, Transformation of Jamaica's Educational System in a Global Crisis. I have Abduction. This is always informed. What else I have here? Research interview, introducing questions, follow-up questions, probing questions, specific questions. So these are just some things that I would have written in my memo. I have here the NEI, the National Educational Inspectorate of Jamaica. These are some memo notes that I did for looking at the school-based leadership in our schools, looking at principals and the need for support. So yes, looking at the NEI report. So we have notes here that I memoed. Okay, so 49 principals rejecting to be trained. Wow. Wow. So then we have the Ministry of Education, NCEL. The refusal of nearly 50 of Jamaica's school leaders to attend training sessions. Wow. So these are memos supporting principals, the visionary drivers, transforming Jamaica's educational system. Then I have a letter of request. I had to write a letter of request to the gatekeepers to have access to do my interviews. Right? Then I had to make some corrections to my ethical forms. So these are the notebooks. So let's just move on. We have another one here. This one was used when I was gathering the data, March 2023. Then we have another one here, not March 2023, but March 2022. Yes, gatekeepers again. Memo pads about my gatekeepers. Diagrams. Again, you can see me diagramming Vision 2030. Looking at, yes, Vision 2030 COVID-19 experiences. The Ministry of Education, NCEL. Strategies, implications. Training. Then we look at trends, pattern, relationship. SWOT analysis there. These are just some memo diagrams that I did. Okay. We have here the Prisma. So a Prisma systematic approach that was used. Identification, initial screening. Then we have the articles identified from electronic database at initial screening. We have the studies excluded. We have the studies remaining after initial screening. We have the studies remaining after removal of duplicates. We have studies identified from other sources, and we have studies remaining after abstract screened against inclusion. So these are just some memoing that was done. Beautiful. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5th book. We're going on to the 6th book, and the 6th book I'm looking at, let me just give you an idea. Again, more memos. I'm not sure if you can see. These are points jotting. Benefits of grounded theory. Grounded theory provides a conceptual understanding. It provides tools for summarizing. We look at the historical background of grounded theory. Constructivist grounded theory. Researchers need to prepare themselves, preparing proposals, reading ahead to learn more about the participants' world and how they want to conduct the study. Literature review is needed for the proposal. All right, we have the theoretical sampling, that is data gathering. How important is it that you simultaneously start to analyze your data while you're still gathering the data? So the importance of simultaneously analyzing at the gathering stage of the data. And the benefits helps you to focus on early codes so you don't make mistakes. If you can't, the need to be flexible, different stages of coding. Research question 1, what strategies are used by NCEL to support principals to be resilient visionary leaders in a crisis? So these are some of the... Now we're looking at NVivo here. So I have notes here for NVivo. Research questions 1, 0.2 to 9%. Educational focus for principals, 0.53. So if you look at this, you have 0.94 curriculum implementation, 0.58. So this is giving NVivo's the reference, the coverage reference for using NVivo to analyze the research questions. I used color coding, and when I just started out, research question 1 would be color coded green, research question 2 would be color coded orange, research question 3 would be color coded yellow, and research question 4 would be color coded blue. These are done in a quick, timely manner, so please do not judge the writing of my memos, because the brain has to move fast to gather this and process these data. So we have week 1. This is another plan, date the 6th of the 3rd, 2021. So that's when this memo was done. And it is good when you're doing your memo, you should always put a date and a topic. So you have a topic or a date when you're doing your memo writing. You can see I'm enjoying the memo writing, so it continues on the plan of action for the next 6 weeks. So February week 1, progress report. Week 2, so we have here the progress report. Yes. Week 3, analysis. Week 4, analysis. Week 5, start report. Week 6, literature review. Week 7, methodology. Week 8, introduction. February to March, the structure, plan of action. Week 1, introduction. Week 1, literature review. Week 2, conceptual framework diagram. Contribution to practice. Week 3, best practices, memos, analysis of data, progress report. Week 6, diagram for each section. So you can see even the cover of the book I have been memoing on. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 notebooks. We have the 8th book, and I continue memoing again. I'm looking to see anything special that I can share with you from this book. Significant. We have, this is using Excel. So while doing the analysis of the data, 2 software was used, NVivo and Excel. All right. So we have okay, I won't share that. That is you'll have to read the study first to understand that. So this is another memo 8. Memo book 8. Book 9, as I tell you, I'm having fun here, guys. I must be having fun. So this is purpose, passion, and vision. PPP, purpose, passion, and vision. All right. Progress report, theoretical sampling, very interesting topic there. And here you can see this is analysis using Excel. Again, while doing my analysis, they're color coded. So research question red, research question 4 would be color coded red, yellow, and green. So we have different codes for the different parts of the analysis, and they're color coded. For you to get more information, feel free. Here again, I'm showing you different diagrams. COVID-19 crisis. In the middle, we have NCEL, principals, education, leaders, vision, planning, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Education 619. And by the way, these are the NVivo code numbers. These are the figures received from NVivo as it relates to each the coding. So here we would have the majority of codes coming from the Ministry of Education, NCEL support, and educational leaders. Then we have stakeholders, 652, while the Ministry of Education and NCEL would have 9,808 responses. So that's where the majority of responses they were put into that container. So this is just giving you an idea. Yes, it may look confusing to you, but on the journey, this is the key. On the journey. So this is another key here. COVID-19 crisis, and the most responses is strategies inspiring educational leaders. Most responses for that diagram, and we have more diagrams, and I guess maybe I rest on those and go right. So memoing. That's what these are the background work that you do. Well, I would think all grounded theory student would have to do serious memoing, especially if you're going to construct a theory from the bottom up. And my final memo books, the last one, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 9th one. And as you see, it's a bit torn. It has been through a lot, well used. Here I could share with you the color coding of the data, research questions. So we have transitioning from traditional to modern strategies, NCEL supporting educational leaders, green, strategies inspiring educational leaders, orange, COVID-19 crisis, experiences, and Jamaica Vision 2030, yellow. So that's where the idea started. As you see, memoing helps you to come up with different ideas. All right. Is there anything else I want to share with you? No. This is the last book. But the key reason for doing this, wow, look at this. Look, all confusing. But these are information that as a researcher, you don't need all these information to stay here. You take them from here, and they're all for your final glance. Look in this. These are the 9 books. The final topic, transformation of Jamaica's educational system through a global crisis, a constructivist view. Transformation of Jamaica's educational system in a global crisis, a constructivist view, by Dr. Caroline Davey. I am sharing with you a part of the journey and the value of memo using Kathy Shamar's methodology, the systematic approach of doing a qualitative grounded theory research. Thank you very much for being in this space. God bless you. Bye-bye.